Alliances turn to ban. Escape Gaming's turn to ban. Alliances turn to ban. Escape Gaming's turn to pick. Alliances turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
Oracle.
Alliances turn to pick. Seconds.
Dark Seer.
Escape Gaming's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Life Stealer.
Alliances turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Escape Gaming's turn to ban.
So many heroes in specific. Darkseer is annoying in laning phase, but Lifestealer can deal with it because he heals so much. So it's like, this is just like a strong pickup, and I don't know what, I'm not really too sure exactly what Alliance will do to counter it.
I just pick up heroes that normally would go for 4 staffs anyway, I guess.
Yeah, just like these natural, I mean, it's a lot of heroes that build this Hurricane Pike and 4 staffs now.
Darkseer already has a surge, so that's already great. They already got that going for them. So what are we thinking here for mid heroes? Because we've seen a lot of OD, like loads.
We have seen a lot of OD. Is Sniper still good? Wasn't Sniper super big in DreamLeague and everyone's picking him and he's fell
We
off?
are gonna have Imperial later today. Baby Knight. Baby Knight loves Sniper.
Okay. But probably not in this match, right guys?
Maybe.
Maybe?
You wanna believe?
It's good versus the OD, but it's, I don't know if it's just like, I think VP is one of the few teams that were just picking like Sniper because it's just like, yeah, we're gonna run Sniper, guys.
Yeah.
Because they just like to.
It's a good hero.
We don't talk about that.
Escape banning out the Jug, so that's the one hero that does quite well versus the Lifestealer in later stages, because you know you can obviously isolate him. If you can isolate him with Omni Slash, it's very ideal. Plus you have Healing Ward for your sustain. It works well with Darkseer. You get a little bonus from the Ion Shell Surge.
So I really like Hanskin playing Disruptor.
Oh yeah.
But if you already have an Oracle and a Darkseer there, does picking Disruptor kind of limit you too much in terms of disables?
Hell no.
At least it gives you a combo with the Darkseer.
But Lifestealer can rage out of it as well. Is it too much?
I don't think they'll pick it third. I think they want to save their support at least for like the fourth pick. Probably pick up one of the other cores. But they definitely want to save it seems like a lot of teams are saving the fashion of saving their mid laners for last and then picking up a nice even matchup for them. Alliance spanning out the Slardar, that's like a combo that we've seen forever. The Slardar Lifestealer, just the Infest Bombs become a bit ridiculous, and it's such heavy physical damage.
In terms of Infest Bombs, Ricky and Batrider are both unaccounted for here. Is that something we could see?
Oh, Batrider for sure. Actually, yeah, on the side of Escape Gaming, sure.
That's a good call, Annie.
I think that the Alliance, the Oracle pick, probably deterred Escape from picking up the Batrider a bit. And that's why they went for this like lifesteal. Maybe they want to go for it later. But Oracle's, I mean, not like okay, you can't pick Batrider. I mean, of course it's great versus Bat, but okay, Escape does ban out the Weaver, like we kind of mentioned, versus the lifestealer can be kind of annoying.
Kind of annoying. That thing is terrifying, dude.
The bugs.
It's a
dude.
giant
the
bug
bugs.
that will
Children
kill you
at
in
you.
3 shots.
It's the bugs. Those bugs
Oh,
are so
God.
ridiculous.
Oh, hello.
Earth Spirit coming out for Team Alliance here. Is that
Lots of
any
roaming.
good here, though? I mean, what does he do against Lifestealer? He's got
You do the dual pressure though. You know, you have the Darkseer Earth Spirit, which pressures the short lane pretty hard, forces the supports to stay there. So the Ogre more likely have to stay in that top lane, at least to just start there, just to make sure that they get a decent start in the lane. He also, I mean, he can be decent versus the Lifestealer if you have other types of lockdown, because if you get the silence off mid-roll, like before he gets the rage off, you're always able to do good damage potential and lockdown for him.
Oh, that's pretty good.
But yeah, now Disruptor kind of can look, I mean, not for them obviously, but maybe for Escape looks pretty decent. Because it's very good versus the Oracle, Darkseer, and Earth Spirit actually, so maybe they could think about doing something like that.
So what heroes was Trixie known for most? Was it a Sand King? Is there going to be an offlane Sand King? I would imagine so.
More than likely, yeah. I don't think they want to Ogre Sand King dual support versus Ion Shell and Earth Spirit, because that'll just be very hard to zone them both out. But Trixie,
Yep.
I don't know.
Last 30 days, he's been playing mostly Ricky, Marana, and Sand King.
Okay. So yeah, there's offlane Sand King. I know he used to be like this, like Veno offlane player and all these like disruptive heroes, but
And Tidehunter.
Yeah,
A lot of
Tidehunter.
Tidehunter. Which already with an Earth Spirit in there, you kind of don't want to have a Tidehunter.
yeah, it's not the best.
I got a question that I've been arguing with Purge over for weeks now.
Okay, you think that we can settle that argument?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
He's an idiot. Sandstorm.
Sandstorm.
Good enough to put a value point in or not in the early game?
Depends on who you're up against.
Not level 1.
Not level 1.
Offlane.
No, not level 1. Damn it. Dog, Sandstorm, do you skip it or do you put a point? Gyro! Okay,
This is
shut up.
Say it. You can say it.
Shut up,
It's all good
dog.
to you.
Okay.
This was
There is one team in this world that plays Gyrocopter.
Sweet, yes.
We just had elimination mode. Every single hero was picked except for freaking Gyro and Techies, and then these guys are gonna pick it. And I can't wait. And the craziest thing in the world is that Alliance like win damn games with Gyro. Who does that? I love that. hero.
That's
does it,
Loda.
man. It's all Loda.
Woo! Okay, go ahead, Fox. What's up?
What were you asking me?
Nothing. You were
The Sand
excited.
King
I was
Sandstorm.
excited. No. Who cares about that? That's over. That's old meme. We're on the Gyrocopter.
I
Tell
think
me about
Caustic is just better about leveling. Gyro here, I mean, you have this big Wombo combo AoE team fight that they're going for. Still potential that I wouldn't really think so, but you know, it is Alliance, like you said. They could still maybe aggro. They do like to put these very pressuring heroes. So maybe it's a potential that they do that. But it's like you said, dude. It's just a Gyro. It's Alliance. They just like picking this hero.
God. How?
I don't know.
How do they get away with it? Literally no one else in Dota wants to play this guy in the Alliance.
It's just
Yeah.
you're like so forced to get a BKB on this hero and your damage potential is so low. It's just like that's why he's fallen out of favor so hard that you can get bursted down in one combo. And now Escape has so many different like stuns and lockdowns. The one nice thing is that Alliance has this Oracle to kind of bail him out if he does get initiated on, but
I mean, I guess so. That's so much damage coming out from the early game. You got Ogre Magi that's just going to be smacking you now with the Marana Ags too.
I think it was clever too by Escape to grab the Marana here, because that's one of the heroes that Yapsor plays on support a bit. I know he's played a good amount of the Ogre, but this Marana pick leaves it like open for them to be scared. And Alliance is actually forced to ban out the OD, because that, you know, the roam, obviously the OD with the Marana combo in the mid lane is super devastating. So as we kind of figured though, last two heroes, mid-hero matchups.
Yep.
Let's see. Predictions. Who could really mess up Team Escape?
Alliance is the one that has last pick. So that will be definitely an up for them. They can just adjust to whatever they want. But what is it that they're lacking? Because I feel like, of course, the Earth Spirit is already there with some disable, and I guess Fortune's End kind of counts as a semi-immobilizing spell. But they kind of lack disable, so in terms of mid-heroes, is there a mid-hero that can fix that for them?
Tinker.
Tinker disables, huh?
I don't know why, whenever I think Alliance mid, I just think Tiny, because of Limp.
Hell yeah.
Because of Limp, and it has a disable as well. I mean, who needs an IO? They'll just get Gyrocopter and Tiny without the IO. It's great.
Man. This is pretty nuts. I don't know. I mean, they have so much burst damage coming out from Escape Gaming too, and they also have decent late game with the Lifestealer. I mean, they'll be able to make him plenty of room with all these roaming heroes. I mean, their mid is going to have the easiest time in the world. They don't really have to pick a crazy mid here, do they, Fog?
I don't know. I think that they're still like deciding, like looking at like Cinder and Yapsor, especially right here. Like, it's like, do we want them to run a mid or do we want to pick up a real mid laner or a different mid laner and change it up so we have more carry potential?
Oh,
okay, so they leave the Mirana mid. Now they're doing the Rubik and
yes.
Okay, instant Alchemist pick.
I was gonna call this boy. We're gonna
Oracle
see Side
Alchemist.
Gunner. Get ready, people.
Okay. You're very excited, and I understand why, because it is time for the first game. But before we have the first game, I want to hear from you guys now that you've seen the draft really fast. Who's going to win this one? First game?
Me first?
Yeah, go.
All right, well, I think...
We're all going to copy you.
Oh, man, I think it's... I like Escape's multiple different like lockdown things. Even though they have Oracle Alchemist on Alliance, I think that they'll be able to burst it down with Lifestealer.
Alliance.
Absolutely, Alliance. Side Gunner coming up.
I'm going for Escape. Now, let's hear what our commentators have to say about this first matchup. It is over to ODPixel and Gods for Alliance versus Escape Gaming.
But we're ready to get the day here at LAN. Escape Gaming versus Alliance. We've seen the drafts. Gods, Alliance, they're sticking with the classic. They're picking up that gyrocopter. Is it going to be good enough against Escape Gaming? Because it feels like Escape, they have got a really strong draft with some very meta-relevant heroes.
Yeah, the gyrocopter is like a good classic loader hero saying that can fight well low. To me, with the Alliance draft, it's much more about that last pick Alchemist. As soon as they saw that the Mirana was going to be mid, they're more than confident sending the Alch there. Mirana can't really do anything to bully the Alch out of lane. There's not the best roaming potential from a Rubik. And I just don't really see there being much of a threat from the Escape side to actually pressure the Alchemist. So I think this Alchemist could really get out of control as far as his farm goes. And for Loda, his role is much more about creating the space that he needs and just kind of being that fighting carry hero that can rotate to the other lanes fairly early on, just with like a level 6, level 7. So with Alliance's draft, I think it's a draft that suits them very well. For Escape, they need to find kind of plays and timings that work for them. The Blink Dagger of the Sand King, try and get some Infest ganks going. They need to utilize the Bloodlust to kind of beef up their carries. I think there's a lot more pressure on Escape to get something done because they're versing an Alchemist.
And on that kind of, if it does end up going later and later, are Alliance we've seen with a favourable advantage, or can Escape Gaming still take these kind of fights to the later stages of a game? If it does end up being this game where we're seeing the Out getting to the stage where he's doling out Aghanims, is it still going to be alright for Escape?
Yeah, there's good Ags kind of all around. Well, like decent Ags, like the Earth Spirit, probably one of the better ones. The Oracle, not amazing.
The nuke there,
the super shock cooldown, yeah. It's one of those things, I've never really seen it. I'm not sure what to say about that one. Side Gunner, oh god. No comment on that one. Darkseer is like so, but Alliance kind of hit their peak around that 30 to 40 minute mark when Alch gets 6 slotted, but if it goes like much beyond that, Escape start catching up because Alch's not getting any more farm than 6 slotted, whereas Mirana doesn't get 6 slotted until maybe 45, 50 minutes. Same for the Lifestealer. Heroes like Sand King can scale with items. I think Escape past the Alchemist peak, they catch up and get stronger, but it's how can they actually beat Alliance when the Alch hits his peak, or can they beat him before then? When they hit that, maybe like, if you get like a 15-minute Blink Dagger timing on your Sand King, that's when Escape want to strike.
And talking about Escape wanting to strike already with his 5-man smoke, looking to kick things off. Wrapping round towards the mid lane of Alliance. Not in a position to be caught out though, so Escape, they'll just get a bit of vision down. And able to just head themselves over and reveal themselves. Eric getting himself in vision of the tower there.
Yeah, so doing a little taunt in the mid lane as well. Kind of showing themselves as they head towards that top room, but Alliance...
I mean, it looks like Alliance are ready to fight for this. Shell's already down, they get the rolling on Terry, skills up the level 1 Rage, trying to fight back, punching into Limp, telekinesis onto the Alchemist, dragging him back. Error's already incredibly low though, held in position by Fortunes and Alliance surround him, and they'll take first blood with that one. Jonathan fan to pick it up, and Alliance with the start that they wanted there, and getting that bounty room, of course, as well, so fantastic opening.
They only got the bottom bounty
room,
so the top one,
Loader,
yeah, Rubik times the telekinesis such that Limp cannot pick it up with the Grievel's Greed, so essentially that's Error kind of throwing away his life to take the bounty rune and stop Limp getting it. As far as like the numbers go, it's probably a kind of even trade. If Out gets that bounty rune, it's a lot of gold, so they deny that and get it for Error on the Lifestealer, so he doesn't lose too much dying there. It's more the first blood going the way of Alliance, which can help them out. Jonas is going to have a much easier time in this off lane because of that.
Talking about, he's actually, by the looks of it, just
he's
heading into the
very
jungle.
young, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Hanskin's going to look to take some levels up on top. We see Cinderin was hanging around here as well, looking to potentially bully the action in the jungle, but EGM's already there, safeguarding Jonas and Fan, making sure that the Darkseer has the space. But Sind at least forcing EGM to keep his attention towards protecting the Darkseer rather than helping out in the lanes at the moment.
Yeah, and he got the D-ward as well, which makes that vision for escape a bit more limited here, although he doesn't D-warded the actual camp of the Darkseer. So Darkseer may just end up going back towards the top lane.
EGM just comes into mid, gives a fair bit of harassment to Koifer already in the mid lane. 5 for 2 on the Mirana, 4 for 2 on Limp. Very, very even at the moment. And D Jones and Fan back to base, getting nearly all the bits together for that Soul Ring. And Hansken nearly reaching up to level 2 on the top, so getting the experience. Safe lane wise, you've got 8 for 3 on the Lifestealer, 4 for 3 on the Gyro, so Loda having a little tougher of a time getting the CS in this early laning stage by the looks of it down on bottom. And as we can see, there's indeed a lot of pressure. We're seeing coming across as well. Trixie is chasing them down. And Loda, yeah, he is going to need some help down here if Trixie hangs around with Sind, because as we're seeing already, a lot of pressure put on a Gyro, and it's a hard lane for him to hold his own on his own on this Gyro.
Yeah, he's straight up solo for the time being, and I think this is really going back to the draft. It's that 5th pick Alchemist that's really the key problem hero for Escape to deal with. So Alliance are okay giving Loda a tougher lane if it means securing the Alchemist that early farm in CS. He's top of the CS right now. Yeah, 2 minutes in, but making sure Alchemist actually gets that level 1 CS.
This could be a lovely room for Hansken. Turns up to top with the Invis, already the double iron shells biting down onto Yapstor. He tries to roll forward, Hansken, but he gets caught up by the telekinesis stun, held back, the body blocks from Era, but Jonas and Fan surges past, finishes off the Rubik, and Era as well has to back right up. So that Invis rune from Alliance allowing them to get the 2nd kill on the board, and that top lane, even though the farm was looking to be good for Era, we can see now Jonas and Fan on this Darkseer with these levels. He's going to have a pretty good time in this lane.
Yeah, both teams kind of struggling in their safe lanes because of the pressure coming out. The safe lane just not feeling like the safest place to be in this game right now. The Darkseer Earth Spirit lane with the Sand King plus Ogre lane. The two teams are adjusting. EGM's rotating down bottom to try and help out, whereas Escape have brought the Rubik up top as well now. So both teams trying to just secure those safe lanes to get their carries the farm they need.
Yeah, Arrow at the moment just trying to get what he can in from the side pull. Hansken still with eyes on him, but Yapstor's coming across as well.
Bottom lane, Loda's been stunned up. In some trouble.
Trixie's closed in, Cinderin chasing him down as well. He's going to fall incredibly low. And he's actually get blocked up by the creeps, so the next Ignite follows through. We're nearly finishing off Sin in return. It won't quite happen yet. Maybe EGM can finish the deal. He will find the kill in return, but they've lost Loda. So 1 for 1 on the bottom lane that escaped. And they'll be fine with throwing Cinderin's life away there to take down the Gyro.
Yep. Not totally sure that he needed to dive with the Ogre there. The Ignite may have finished him off, but either way, Sin wanted to make sure, and he was out of HP man at that point, so was going to go suicide regardless. Just means he gives up a bit of gold in that lane, but they are putting a ton of pressure on Loda. A death and only 12 CS to his name. He's getting the levels, and Gyro's a hero that you look at and you don't think like, oh, if he's not got free farm in his lane, he's going to struggle to have an impact. No, he just wants his level 6, level 7. If Loda can get that and have just straight up phase boots with a magic wand, he's still going to be able to make those early game rotations that we're used to seeing from a Gyrocopter.
Yeah, but I guess that's, at the same time, he has to make them work, because if he's not able to find the fights where he's getting kills, he's almost certainly going to fall behind someone like Era on the Lifestealer. Yep. As we can see already, top of the CS having a very good opening, even with the pressure that Alliance have been able to put up there with the Darkseer. Now, down towards bottom, Koifer comes in with a rotation, and with the help of Sin, they'll take down EGM. Top lane, Era raging away, and we'll be fine. Yapsor still there with the backup.
It's very high level Earth Spirit, considering we're only 4.5 minutes in. Hanskin being level 4 already means he's got stun and silence for the lane. Let's make it quite dangerous for Era to hang around. Often you'll see kind of a level 2, level 3 Earth Spirit at this point, but a bit more prioritization into Hanskin getting his own at that top lane.
Yeah, well, next well back towards the mid lane. Limp, he's obviously been moving across to the camps in the jungle as well, and keeping his CS just that little bit ahead of the Mirana. So Limp's still in a good place, and as you said, maybe this is kind of the game plan with Alliance, that they kind of stack the bottom lane, but just ensure that the Alchemist has a really good opening to this match.
Yep, he's farming well away. His Sting heroes come his way, but they're going to focus on EGM first.
And easily jumping in, Koifer will find the kill there with the burst damage. Limp and Hanskin rolling forward, they're looking for something in return, but with the Moonlight Shadow, Escape Gaming looking to be fine. They don't have any detection out at the moment. on Alliance. So Cinderin and Quaitha, they get away with that one for free.
Yeah. Bit tough there. It's hard to have detection this early on as they are Earth Spirit. Yeah, you're eventually going to buy, but he hasn't left that top lane. He's been just sitting up there, probably hasn't had any courier use, and you're not expecting the Miranda to actually even sometimes get Moonlight Shadow at level 6, so...
Yeah.
Can't really blame Hanskin for not having any detection at that point in the game. It was a nice idea with the rotation, but Quaitha was ready.
Yeah, they did have a sentry on EGM, but of course he was the target of the gank, so
yep.
Vision was out. And top lane still, Jonas fan, as we saw on the CS, he's doing very well, and we can see on the net worth. This farm for the Darkseer been very impressive, and of course thanks to the kills that he was involved in up on the top lane. So we're going to see some really good timings on him, and that's fantastic, I guess, for Alliance, because it is going to be this playstyle where the Darkseer and Gyrocopter group up, and as long as Gyro's got the levels and Jonas fan maybe gets a quick timing on the mech or such, it's going to be great fights for Loader to turn up to.
Yeah. Well, here comes our first smoke rotation. They want to try and go to Loader before Loader comes to them. It's kind of the approach where it's like, you know, this Gyrocopter's going to be going on the offensive, trying to gank, trying to rotate around. You gank him, well, suddenly he's not ganking and he's been taken out of the picture.
Oh yeah, let's see if they can find this Trixie level 3 Burrow Strike. He's got good range on it, immediately jumping in under the tower, charging up the FE, nothing to cancel it. He's going to be in a lot of trouble, but the Magic get protection given out from EGM. He's Loader survives, drops down the cooldown, turns around onto Yapstor, and now a great stun from Hanskin rolling forward as well. Alliance turn around the smoke, take 2 kills, and all there really, just EGM getting the Faith Edict down, meaning the epicenter does literally nothing to the Gyro.
Yeah, it was a tough situation because they smoked down there and they could have gone for that Oracle, but they smoked with the intent of killing the Gyrocopter. They were so dead set on killing Loader that they just said, go for it. As long as you can hit the stun. In their head, they're thinking we can kill him, but they just didn't take into consideration that the Oracle they saw will save his life. Fate's Edict will block all that magic damage, and I think Escape, once they see that Oracle, have to change their plan. They can't keep going for Loader when the Oracle is there. It doesn't work with the Fate's Edict.
Up top, Jonas fan trying to bag. Quaitha's there with the wraparound, hits the arrow, the Starstorm as well, bringing Jonas fan down low. Arrow closes in, and with the rage, gets the attack speed to chomp down on the Darkseer and takes the kill.
Oh. Well, for that, it's going to be a nice little kill considering how well the Darkseer was doing, but Escape's still not showing any signs of pressuring towers just yet. Load at the bottom rune is going to get denied it by Cinderin.
Obviously back towards mid. Quaitha doing his best to try and catch up with the out top lane. Arrow's going to be focused to get the silence down before he gets a chance to rage off. Hanskin's got to be careful, incredibly low. Got the Moonlight Shadow closing in. Has EGM still got that sentry? Yes, he has. So they have the vision onto the Lifestealer. Arrow's still got a chance to rage and run. And look for the stun. Hanskin won't be able to get it. Arrow just rages off and is able to back himself out behind the tower just in time.
And the important thing here for Alliance is they've secured their jungle. They've spent a lot of wards and sentries on protecting it. I say that as Alchemist is getting 4-man ganked, but he's been farming a lot of it kind of uncontested. Only now does Yapstor come in, only takes the one big Wild Wing, but ultimately they've made sure that vision has been limited, and Alliance himself have had vision, so he sees all those heroes coming in, he gets away. Alk still, for the most part, uncontested free farm. He's gone very safe items, picking up the treads, which you sometimes don't see. Alks will often skimp on the treads just to get the faster radiance, but this makes him that little bit harder to gank.
And a lot of focus indeed from Escape around this bit of the map, but Alliance are ready. Loader in the neighborhood just in case the fight kicks off.
He's ready to kind of protect this jungle of the Alchemists. Loader's got really all the items he needs at this immediate stage. He's hit level 7, he's got the raindrops, he can go kind of fight decently well off of this.
Up top, Arrow looking towards Jonas fan. He's immediately just going to try for the TP out. And he's not going to find the kill. Loader bottom, looking towards Trixie, roll forward from Hanskin. She's already out with a quick Burrow Strike, and he'll escape. So neither carry there, able to find the bite onto a kill that they were hunting for.
Not the best sustain for Loader. He's going to get stunned up epicenter.
And where's EGM now? He's there. He is there. There he is. He saves him and allows him to turn it around. EGM saving Loader's back and getting the kill onto Trixie as well with that Purifying Flames. Just, yeah, Loader's certainly going to be happy with EGM's play there.
Yeah. For a second, it looked like, Loader, are you really going that deep against...
He believed in his brother. Yeah. He believed in his boy. EGM.
No talks to be had tonight. Well, top lane, they're converging on the Darkseer again, and Jonas would be in a bit of a tough spot here.
Quaitha just looking to get in position with this Invis rune, has found him. And let's see what they could do about this. Jonathan, he thinks it, he's digging.
Body locked in.
Oh, he's out. He's not messing around.
Interesting bit of play. He's well aware of what's going on with his positioning.
All things said and done. Loader looking to be a little bit worried, potentially being chased down there. Just dropping the cooldown to make sure the escape don't follow him through.
It's a kind of efficiency play. He's planning on heading back to base anyways.
Yeah.
He's low HP, low mana, so it's such a short cooldown. You can use it to push out a wave and get a bit of farm and not worry about it. 40 seconds of downtime means he's going to heal up, and it's going to be another 20 seconds before he has it again once he's back to lane. So all in all, things have slowed down a bit. Alliance going to wait for probably the mech on the Darkseer and then just look to kind of fight his floor. They could even bring in Limp. Limp's actually gone back and started leveling up the unstable concoction on his Alchemist, so he's going for a slightly more fighting-oriented build.
He's going to look for a bit of a play here. You do have EGM coming across as well. Immediately, Koifa leaps away. Bring in Loader, still seeing if they can get any kind of a lockdown, but Koifa too far away to follow. Out towards top, they're eyeing up Jonathan Fan, but a quick surge and a buckler away, and the Darkseer is safe.
A bit ambitious of the Alliance there. It was a nice little cut through the trees, throw the stun, but the travel time means Mirana, any top tier Mirana player is always going to get that leap up before the stun lands. And even though the stun will follow you, the follow-up for the stun just is non-existent.
Alliance now. I'm going to start grouping up and start to look to take some of these towers, but at the same time, down bottom, Gabe Gaming looking to do the same. It's going for the tier 1 for tier 1 trade by the looks of it, both sides.
Yeah, I think we're kind of approaching that stage where Escape are going to get scarier off of the Trixie Blink Dagger. When he hits this Blink Dagger, you've got that Infest combo that can kill almost anyone in the game. And for Alliance, you're not really hitting that same item timing so much. The only way you can save someone is going to be with that False Promise if they get jumped by the Sand King. So we're going to see Alliance be the ones kind of playing defensive and reactionary once Escape get the Blink Dagger. But there's still a bit of time, a bit of a window where Alliance have a mech and there's no Blink still on Sand King.
Concoction being cooked up. Do you get the stun onto Era? Escape Gaming, they have 4 heroes though to back up. Jonathan Fan coming in with a 2-man vacuum wall. Cooldown from Loden, he's looking to move in for the fight. They'll get the good stun and lockdown onto Cinder, and he'll be the first to fall on Escape. And they'll also get Koifa as well. Big plays there from the Earth Spirit. Hansken pulling them out. Getting that second one with the smash and knocking him down as well. And Koifa was closing in on that final component for the Aghanim Scepter, and with that Alliance look to take a tower. Limp with the Shadow Blade build this game as well, complete after that fight.
Oh yeah, this is something a bit different. I like the kind of change up coming. The Alchemist is going to be a problem regardless of what build he goes, but this is the build where he can fight early and not be scared of the Infest ganks coming later on.
Hansken looking to chase this down. He's got the Sentry, and I've got to say, Hansken's Earth Spirit this game. I mean, the support play, to be fair, Hansken and EGM pulling out some big plays for Alliance in the opening of this match.
Yeah, they've been both very influential as far as, well, for EGM it's been the defensive play, saving his teammates and turning ganks around. For Earth Spirit, it's been setting them up. Hansken has been all over the place, now gets an earn of shadows for his team, so Alliance looking very strong to actually be able to fight into that Blink Dagger timing of Sand Kings, which is going to come a bit late. Trixie only 1400 gold here at 14 minutes in, not quite timing you'd hope for, but those ganks have really hurt him in mid lane. Era
as well, not raging before the stun comes through.
It was a Shadow Blade initiation. Coming,
yeah, it's. I guess you're right. Yeah, it's incredibly powerful.
You have like a 0.1 second to react when he comes out of the Shadow Blade. It's not really something you can expect Era to be able to respond to, and
yeah.
Really nicely played. EGM through the Fortune's End from long distance as well onto Limb.
I mean, do you think this was the plan all along here with Alliance's Alchemist for Limp to do this build, or did he just read the situation in the game and say, we're fighting, this is what we're going to do?
Seemed to be at least some of the intent, because he did go for the treads, which is the more fighting early game oriented build. So I think there was some thought put into it that they don't want to just go greedy Radiant style necessarily right off the bat. And this is kind of a build which is very hard for Escape to prevent those kills from happening. He's got such good defensive backup from Earth Spirit, Oracle, and the mech on Darkseer. That last teamfight was largely won because they had a mech and Sand King didn't have his blink yet. So Alliance have just kind of struck at this time where Escape are not ready to fight. But with the Acid Spray, Escape are trying to sneak a Roshan. This is fairly slow, but it seems undetected, because if Alliance knew, they'd definitely be in there trying to stop this one from happening.
Well, they don't expect the stolen Acid Spray. It's, Yaps will make good work of it, and with it, Escape Gaming able to take Roche from a From a lineup as well, Alliance, I'm sure they would have wanted that for themselves. It would have been crucial for them in these fights. Silver Edge now complete as well for Limp. He goes straight up for the upgrade as the follow-through out in this game.
Yeah, nice stats and all. No amazing things to get rid of with this. I mean, you do block some of the damage output, but I think more than anything, it's bonus stats and higher uptime with the Silver Edge because the cooldown goes down a little bit from the Shadow Blade, so you can use it more often. And he's kind of at that point where it's like there's no major item he needs. If he wants it to be just roaming around going for kills, Silver Edge works just fine.
Quick Moonlight here as they see that the Alliance are on the advanced. Trixie with a homing missile going straight for his head. See if they can still fight through this one though. Koifa's hanging around, just have the Aghanim's. They've got a lot of burst potential if they want to go, and immediately looking at jumping onto the out, but again the Face Edict is there from EGM, and already Escape Gaming, they have to run. They've got no Moonlight Shadow, of course, still on cooldown. Yapsil's going to be the first focus from Alliance as they take down the Rubik. And again, it's another fight there. Escape Gaming, they grouped up. They were looking for that one, but Alliance turn it around. And it really seems that just EGM with these Fate Edicts puts pretty much an entire stop to whoever Escape want to try and go on.
Whoever gets going on, just not die. There's such small amounts of physical damage coming out. It's Lifestealer who's the physical damage. Era's not particularly farm right now. He's at 5.9k net worth only, and the physical damage isn't that impressive because of the high armor of a lot of these heroes. There's a mech on the Darkseer. Alchemist has the Armlet Silver Edge, so he's got tons of stats. And if there's really a scare of the physical damage getting a kill, that's where you use the False Promise.
Up top, Koifa again being caught out by these stuns. Hanskens plays once more, finding another kill. I mean, Alliance now 12 for 4.
They're playing well.
Incredibly strong opening. And I mean, we kind of said it on the panel that there's something about these guys when they come together at LAN here at DreamHack that the magic just happens.
They're playing so coordinated as a team. They're making all these moves where they'll find these kills at top like that with just the right 2 heroes. They don't bring 4 or 5 heroes and overcommit too many resources. They're just bringing the bare minimum to get the kill, and then they're back to farming. They're just playing very efficiently, very coordinated as a team, and it's definitely a very formidable start, putting Escape under a lot of pressure. They're smoking up with an Infest gank here. This is the blink timing coming a lot later than they would have hoped for, but it's still there, and they're still looking to make it work for them. Yeah,
they'll drop a quick scan. I believe it did catch the pass 5 loader, so they know that someone was around there. We'll see which way around they want to go. They want to try and head from behind. Trixie blinking forward, has Era inside him. But again, Alliance, they're grouped up. They seem slightly prepared for this one. You've got to watch out for EGM, but they can catch EGM out, they might have a chance. And indeed, this is going to be a great burst drive from Trixie. But he's already got the Face Edict out onto Limp, so Limp's going to be fine. The call out from Loda, catching out all 4. They'll focus him, and has cameras through. The vacuum, the wall's there. Alliance, they've taken 3. They're going to chase down Era. They're almost certainly going to get a 4th out of this as well as he's silenced up. They do have the Moonlight. Do they have the vision? It looks like they don't, so Era will be fine, but 3 for 1, and again, Alliance just hitting hard onto Escape Gaming with these combos. When it's Escape Gaming that keep coming over to their half of the map looking for the fight.
Fate's Edict just winning fights. Like, yeah, Alchemist, he can't attack there, but I think he's happy not attacking if he gets to block a huge amount of magic damage there. There's the Burrow Strike damage, there's the potential Ag Starstorm follow-up damage, the Epicenter. He can block all of that with that Fate's Edict, and this is the spell that is currently winning Alliance this Dota game. It has just been completely underestimated by Escape, and that's a fight where they found the Oracle at the start, but EGM, I believe with the vision around that Ancient, seeing them coming in, was able to make sure he got that out onto the Alchemist first, and Alliance in prime position just to maintain this 5-man play. It's not just the Oracle we've got to be worried about now. There's a Pipe, there's a mech on the Darkseer. They've got such high sustain. They've even bought an early gem to give to the Alchemist.
And yeah, he showed up top, and immediately Alliance just beat down upon the Rubik. Trixie's hiding in the tree line. No Epicenter though, still on cooldown for 35 seconds.
He's not doing anything. He's a level 10 only as well. Gone for more points in the Sandstorm, which I kind of don't blame him for, considering he hasn't been able to get in front fight, but the problem is there's now a gem on Limp, so this item is going to be heavily kind of negated as far as what it can do.
I mean, I guess the question is now, if you're Escape Gaming, how do you recover from this? Do you start to look for split push? Can you try and take a fight against the local? We've seen them just try over and over again to take these 5v5s, and it's just not been working out. How can they change that up?
Yeah, the split push is always one of those options, but you haven't got the heroes to really do it with. Era, Lifesteal is not a split pushing hero. The Mirana is, so perhaps with the blink.
He's going in, but Alliance, they're still here. And he's going to be punished for that play. Sees Loader, maybe takes the chance that maybe Loader's left on his own, but even at that, it's going to be a hard kill for him to attempt.
Yeah, I think the best thing Escape can do is try to find pickoffs on heroes that are alone farming. Like we've seen the Earth Spirit, he spent a bit of time just farming by himself at bottom. If you can get in a good position with like a Sanking +1 to follow it up, you can find those kinds of kills, but you've got to be there and recognizing who's going to go off by themselves to farm. The Alchemist is kind of sticking with the Oracle, who's sticking with the Gyrocopter, so it's always this like Earth Spirit may be off alone, sometimes the Darkseer. You need to find pickoffs, not 5v5 fights. Similarly, the split push when possible is good, but it's also very risky because even if Quakefer gets a Blink Dagger, there's a Shadow Blade initiation from an Alchemist, there's an Earth Spirit who's going to have a Blink Dagger, there's going to be multiple like long-range initiations / invisible initiations that Mirana doesn't have a counter to.
Let's see what they can get away with this time, Escape. They've tried this already a few times.
This is almost feeling like a last resort kind of play, because if after the last few smokes haven't worked, if this one doesn't work, I think they're in a world of trouble. They've just kind of reached that point where they can't keep up with the Alchemist in terms of farm. They're losing so much time when they go for these smokes, they have to make this one work, or I think they may just be out of this game.
Load up. Could be on the brunt of this one. They moonlight up. Load is going to be the first focus. But again, that means there could be chance for Alliance's supports to bail him out.
They're looking for EGN. Yeah. They're so worried, like, where is this Oracle? He's always seen behind him.
Now they're going to feel the load just come too far away, and they will immediately burst him down. Good play there from Escape Gaming. You know, as we saw, they check the area, make sure that the kill's going to be safe to go for it. They go for it, they get it, they get out. And a great kill to get as well.
Yeah, and talk about that smoke gank working. That's like to me, the bare minimum, where you just find a pick off on a core. It's not going to hurt Alliance that much. It's only a bit of gold into Escape's pockets, but it's at least something. Problem is now they have to go back to pushing out their lanes. They're not going to take an objective. They're not going to take Roshan. It's ultimately a kill that Alliance will look at and be like, well, they just used like 3 smokes in the last 5 minutes. They're going to be running out of smokes. That doesn't give them any strategic value, that kill, because they didn't get any map control. They put down a couple deep observer wards potentially. There's the 1 deep obs on the Radiant side, but even that was a ward it looks like they'd already had down some time ago. So it's still overall a game plan that's being executed perfectly by Alliance, and Escape still have a lot more answers to come up with than just 1 kill onto Loda's Gyrocopter.
Alliance on the high ground, getting the vision out and smoking up, making sure they escape. Have no clue what's potentially about to hit them. They'll make the movement down through their own jungle, maybe wondering if Escape are farming up the camps of the Radiant side. That's not going to be the case. The line drawn, in fact, to head down and just wrap straight back up. They could catch out Quakefer, who's out on his own at the moment. Does have to blink at the TP scroll, though, so quick reactions could save him if necessary, but looks like Alliance won't even catch a glimpse of him as he already heads up. And Alliance unable to find anything there under the cover of that smoke initially.
They're just going to 5-man this bottom tower, it looks like, perhaps try and get the Alchemist in behind the tower. And this is a tower that if Alliance want to commit to it, there's no defending it for Escape. Does seem like Escape are just trying to, looking for the farm trade. They're kind of seeing at that top lane for now. They've only got 1 smoke remaining, so they want to make sure that smoke counts. Probably try and use it for a potential Alliance Roshan that's going to be coming up. But yeah, for now they'll let the tier 2 go down.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
We'll see how hard Alliance want to go in on this bottom lane. At this point, could they go for high ground?
Alchemist on the front lines, they can at least get some damage and force the 5-man defense from Escape. Make Escape TP back and stop farming.
That certainly seems to be the case. Already TP's coming for Escape. See what they're able to do about this, but Alliance looks like they're happy with that. They just, as you said, force the TPs out and immediately back off.
You see 1 hero pushing and farming mid, you see 1 enemy hero pushing and farming top, you're like, we don't want to, it's kind of the, you don't want to let your opponents farm kind of push there. You do very little damage to the tier 3 tower, only 400 damage, which is not negligible, it's at least something, but more than anything, it's slowing down Escape's comeback potential through farming. And then as soon as you see them 5-manning their high ground, you split up. You TP1 mid, you TP1 top, you farm your jungle. Suddenly you're the team that's farming 3 or 4 different places on the map while your opponents are grouped as 5, being inefficient. But Escape's response to that is to then smoke up, and luckily for them, Roche's respawn nice and early, but unlucky for them, Alliance, they've scattered themselves. They've left the dominated Centaur in the pit.
See what kind of a jump they can get, and they'll go in, but immediately watch EGN's position. He's there with a Fate Feeder. Gampo's promised onto Lim, having to turn it around. Loader comes through with the Magnetize as well from Hansken. Escape Gaming forced to back up. They've already lost Yap, so they lose Trixie as well. Alliance finding 2 and moving in for more, surrounding Cinderin. They'll take down a 3rd. And again, kind of back to these smokes from Escape Gaming that have just kind of been like the smokes from hell, where they just end up feeding away kills to Alliance. Now 20-6, Alliance moving into the pit. Very much still looking like the Swedes game here.
Yep, Alliance have gotten more out of the escape smokes than Escape have. There was just the one successful smoke where they got a single kill onto Loda's Gyro. Other than that, the 2 other smokes have led to disastrous teamfights, and we'll see Alliance claim a Roshan off of it. With this, I want to say like they'll have an AC on the Alchemist, they can get Loda, his SMY. At that point, they are ready to go high ground.
That's good at the moment. He's just playing around with Koi for Jonas.
Can't blink.
He's going to come across as well, indeed, dropping the wall. Committing everything for this kill. He's got Leap in a second. He's going to get the chance to use it, and not going to be enough damage. 24 HP. Koifa will survive.
Oh, he had no stones left. I was like, why didn't he stun him? And he kicked him thinking it would be enough damage, but had no stones to play around with.
A little unfortunate there for
Had a few in the area, but they were kind of all awkwardly placed further back, so... to work on that stone efficiency, perhaps. Although Hanskin's Earth Spirit has been phenomenal, and a single death, 4-0 and 8. Alliance have got most of the tools they need at this point. Just Jonas perhaps thinking about a Blink Dagger. She's going to have in no time at all in this top lane, and then I've got to imagine they're about ready to fight. I mentioned the SMY unloaded, just about completed. The AC seems, yeah, also just one item away, just needs the Hyperstone. So Limp's got that. They have AC, they've got another SMY, they're going to have a Blink on Darkseer. This is pretty much everything you need to go and fight into Escape with.
Yeah. Level 60 nearly done as well for Limp, and indeed that AC coming out at the same time as the Destos there, so just as when, you know, Arrow's starting to get a bit more damage online, suddenly the AC is going to be there protecting the team of Alliance, making it a little bit harder for Arrow to get the job done. The moment mid lane starting to be pushed in by Limp. We can see Alliance moving over, ready to back him up, but already the jump in there is from Escape. Limp will turn around with a quick concoction, as it is indeed proving just to be very hard for Escape Gaming to really get a jump in on these fights.
Yeah, you kind of see their plan with the Boots of Travel pick up on Quake. They're really signaling they are going to be trying to split push these lanes as much as possible. He doesn't want to come to the fight unless it's a fight where it's like, okay, you've got to be there to defend high ground or it's just not going to work. But right now, it is Alliance, as mentioned. They can force that high ground if they so choose. They're kind of pretending as if they're forcing the mid-high ground, but they've actually got 2 heroes gunning for the top lane, and this could catch Era by surprise.
Really could. He does have race TP, but if he's caught out by a stun and a silence, he's not going to get a chance to do that at all, and immediately a perfect pick-off there from Jonas and Fan and Hanskin. Era did get the tower, paying with his life, and that's a life stealer out for 50 seconds.
And after he bought the Deso, so he's got no buyback. That was just such a sneaky little play. You show Gyro Alch mid, and if you're Escape, you've got to be thinking, okay, Gyro Alch mid, they're 5-manning with Aegis. That's what you do with an Aegis. You 5-man, force the high ground, but the support and offlaner, the NIP boys, Hanskin and Jonas had other ideas, and that's such a big kill to get. This means Escape are almost guaranteed to lose 1 lane of Brax.
Straight in Alliance. How can you stop them? Trixie will try, jumps in with a bow strike, but immediately Alliance surrounding the Sand King and taking him out. He's gone, Lotus being healed up. And with a cooldown, just forcing Escape Gaming to back away from this mid set of Rax. Now look at the stolen cooldown. Yatsu drops it back down in return. Quite as well with the Starstorm, but it's not going to be enough burst to bring any of these heroes down. Limp starting to fall, down to half, but a false promise from EGM, making sure that his escape is smooth. But they get the melee Rax and they back up.
1 dead lifestealer, 1 taken melee Rax, and they're gonna turn it around, perhaps look to catch him by surprise.
And they'll get Era before he gets the chance to rage off. Wars drop down as well, and immediately ripped out. Cinderin as well to fall. Alliance cleaning up the mid lane, and they're just gonna call it Escape. It's all too much. Alliance with an absolutely fantastic opening to this land, 24-6 in game 1. We'll see if they can continue it for the rest of the series, but they have got to be happy with their play there.
Yeah, it's just a great decision making with their movements. They made all these kind of decisions with their rotations that just completely caught Escape by surprise. The fake play mid where they pretend to be pushing, then they gank Era at the top lane, and then after they take the melee Rax,